The American West is filled with tales of daring pioneers, fearless lawmen, and notorious outlaws, but few figures are as compelling as Bose Iard. Born into slavery and later becoming one of the most respected cowboys of the frontier, Ikard played a crucial role in shaping the cattle-driving industry. His story is one of perseverance, loyalty, and skill, marking him as one of the unsung heroes of the Old West. Despite the racial barriers of his time, Ikard carved out a place for himself in history, proving that courage and competence mattered more than skin color when survival was at stake. His contributions to the Goodnight-loving trail, his close relationship with Charles Goodnight, and his commitment to integrity made him an unforgettable figure. His legacy stands as a testament to the hard work and bravery that defined the cowboy era, making him a role model for generations to come. Early life in the South. Bose Iard was born into slavery in July 1843 in Noxubee County, Mississippi. Like many enslaved people of the time, his early years were shaped by hard labor and limited opportunities. However, his life took a turn when his owner, Dr. Milton Ikard, moved his family to Texas in 1852. Settling in Parker County, Texas, Bose grew up working on ranches and farms, gaining invaluable experience in agriculture and livestock management. He quickly became adept at handling cattle, mending fences, and riding horses, skills that would later serve him well in the rough terrain of the American frontier. Texas in the mid-19th century was a harsh and lawless land, fraught with Native American conflicts and banditry. Bose quickly learned to navigate this rugged terrain, mastering essential survival skills such as tracking, hunting, and self-defense. His upbringing in this tough environment allowed him to develop the resilience and adaptability necessary to thrive in an era of great uncertainty. With the Civil War on the horizon, he, like many others in the South, faced an uncertain future, as the abolition of slavery would soon redefine his status and prospects. From slave to cowboy. With the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 and the end of the Civil War in 1865, Bose was granted his freedom. Unlike many former slaves who moved north in search of new opportunities, Bose chose to stay in Texas. For a time, he remained with the Ikard family, but soon he sought greater opportunities beyond the familiarity of his former master's land. Life after emancipation was fraught with challenges, as many freedmen struggled to find employment and integrate into a society that still harbored deep prejudices. Fortunately, Bose's exceptional skills in ranching and horseback riding made him an asset to the burgeoning cattle industry. His chance came when he met Oliver Loving and Charles Goodnight, two legendary cattlemen who were carving a new path in the cattle driving business. At the time, Texas was overflowing with cattle, but markets in the north and west were desperate for beef. To connect these markets, Goodnight and Loving developed what would later be called the Goodnight-Loving Trail, a route that stretched from Texas through New Mexico and into Colorado. This venture needed brave and skilled cowboys, and Bose Iard was the perfect candidate. His ability to handle livestock, track terrain, and navigate treacherous conditions made him an invaluable member of the team. His presence on the trail not only helped move cattle, but also ensured the safety of the drives, as he was highly skilled in handling unexpected threats such as hostile raids and extreme weather conditions. Mastering the trail, the Goodnight-Loving Trail. In 1866, Bose joined Oliver Loving and Charles Goodnight as a cowboy and trail driver. The Goodnight-Loving Trail was treacherous, running through arid deserts, rocky landscapes, and Comanche-controlled territory. Water was scarce and stampedes were a constant threat, but Bose quickly proved himself invaluable. He displayed extraordinary endurance, working tirelessly in grueling conditions and navigating some of the most unforgiving landscapes in the West. One of the most famous stories of Ikard's time on the trail involved his ability to tame a wild bronco that had thrown off several experienced cowboys. Without hesitation, Bose took on the challenge, finally bringing a horse under control while biting it on the neck. His natural skill and fearlessness earned him the respect of his fellow cowboys and solidified his reputation. Beyond his skill as a cowboy, Bose played a crucial role in handling finances for the cattle drives. Charles Goodnight often entrusted him with thousands of dollars in cash, money that needed to be delivered safely to banks or investors. This level of trust was unprecedented for a black cowboy in the post-Civil War era, highlighting Bose's unwavering reliability and integrity. His financial responsibilities also demonstrated his sharp intellect and ability to manage resources effectively. Additionally, his knowledge of the terrain and ability to track water sources made him an essential guide for the trailblazing cattle drives, helping to ensure successful and profitable journeys. The death of Oliver Loving and Bose's bravery. Tragedy struck in 1867 when Oliver Loving, a seasoned cattleman and co-founder of the Goodnight Loving Trail, rode ahead of the herd to scout for potential dangers and secure a contract for beef supply. Unfortunately, his instincts proved right. He was ambushed by Comanche warriors along the Pecos River. Though severely wounded with an infected gunshot wound in his arm, Loving displayed extraordinary resilience, surviving for 10 days while hiding near the river before managing to reach Fort Sumner, New Mexico. There he was treated by Army surgeon Dr. Shields, but infection had set in too deeply. Despite amputating his arm in an attempt to save him, Loving's condition deteriorated, and he succumbed to gangrene and blood poisoning weeks later. The news of his death shattered Charles Goodnight, who had built an unbreakable partnership with Loving, built on trust, ambition, and survival. Goodnight vowed to honor his fallen friend's final wish, to be buried in Weatherford, Texas, alongside his family. Retrieving Loving's body was no easy task. The journey back to Texas was fraught with the ever-present danger of Native American attacks, hostile terrain, and unpredictable weather. The mission required a man with nerves of steel and an unwavering sense of duty. Bose Iard was that man. Born into slavery in Mississippi in 1843, Bose had been by Goodnight's side for years, proving himself to be not only a skilled cowboy, but also an expert tracker, scout, and fighter. His deep understanding of the land and ability to navigate through perilous conditions were critical in ensuring the successful retrieval of Loving's remains. They traveled over 600 miles, braving the rugged desert and the constant threat of Comanche raiders. This dangerous mission was a true testament to Bose's courage, loyalty, and intelligence. In the cowboy world, honoring a fallen comrade was an unwritten code, and Bose's unwavering commitment cemented his place as a legend on the frontier. His actions earned him the highest respect from Goodnight, who would later describe Bose as the finest man he ever knew, a rare and high compliment from the rugged cattle baron. Settling down in Texas, by 1869, Bose had been working on the Goodnight Loving Trail for several years. The cattle drives had been a success, but the lure of a stable life grew stronger. He initially considered moving to Colorado, but Charles Goodnight persuaded him to remain in Parker County, Texas. There, Bose purchased land and built a life for himself. He transitioned from being a cowboy to a respected farmer, using the skills he had honed on the trail to build a successful homestead. He married a woman named Angelina, and together they had 15 children, ensuring that his legacy would continue through the generations. Farming in Texas was no easy task, as droughts, unpredictable weather, and land disputes made life difficult. But Bose persevered, applying his extensive knowledge of cattle and agriculture. Despite stepping away from the cattle drives, he remained close with Charles Goodnight, who frequently visited him and offered financial support as a token of gratitude for their years together. Even in retirement, Bose maintained a strong presence in the cowboy community, attending reunions and sharing his experiences with younger generations eager to learn from his legendary career. And that's it for today's journey into the legendary life of Bose Iard. If you enjoyed this video and loved learning about the hidden heroes of history, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know in the comments what other historical legends you'd love to hear about next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.